Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm here with another video. Today I'm going to introduce you the most used security OSs, or the OSs which are widely used for security purposes, for cybersecurity, for ethical hacking. And the first OS I want to talk about is Kali Linux. But before talking about this OS, let me explain something. These OSs, all of these OSs, are designed for defensive purposes, to make an environment safe and to find vulnerabilities. Then, if you are installing this OS and learning something about the method of hacking or finding information, or they are used for finding vulnerabilities and weaknesses of systems, then please do not misuse your knowledge and don't try to hack anybody and try to use it on positive purposes. This OS is based on Debian. It's widely used. It's the most famous one since many years, and it's totally open source. It's free to use and free to develop if you want to join the community of developers. And there's some information about this OS. You can run this OS even on a microchip, even on your Android phone, and you can install it, download the image of this OS and install it on your PC. Your PC must have these requirements: 2 gigabits of RAM, 20 gigabits of disk space, and it has 32 and 64 bit CPU types. It's supported. You need 2 gigahertz speed of CPU for running this OS. And if I show you the website of this OS, you can go here to kali.org. It has a nice documentation if you want to use it. It has a documentation about the tools that are pre-installed and activated on this OS. Then you can read this and you can check how these tools are working. And you can download it easily from here, and it's for virtual machines and installer image. You can put the image with a USB and install it on your PC. It's pretty easy. The second OS that we are going to talk about is Parrot Security OS. It's also the most used and also the most beautiful OS for ethical hacking and cybersecurity. It has also many software pre-installed and activated for your usage. You can use this OS for penetration testing, for finding vulnerabilities, and for anonymous web browsing. If you want to be anonymous on the internet, then you can use this OS without using any other VPN to change your IP or something else like that. You can browse internet securely, and it's also based on Debian. And this operating system is very light. There is no need for graphic acceleration. You don't need any other thing, any softwares to install, any driver for rendering good graphic. And the minimum RAM is 320 megabytes. It needs a minimum of dual core CPU with a 1 gigahertz speed, and You can even install it on 16 gigabits capacity USB or disk space of your laptop. Let's see the website of the Parrot OS. It's also quite pretty. You can download. It has also the documentation that you can read, and there is information about their community, the developers. A nice thing about this OS is you can download even the source code, and you can change, if you have the skills, you can change something inside this OS for yourself. And it has a home edition that you can download it from here, and it's an image with size of 2.3 gigabits, and you can download it from torrent as well. The third one is Deft Linux. Deft Linux is also famous among these OSs. It's also open source. It's used for penetration testing as well, for finding vulnerabilities, weaknesses of systems. It's based on Ubuntu. If you used Ubuntu, it will be very easy to use because it's similar to Ubuntu. The graphic also, it's similar, quite similar to Ubuntu, and it's based on the Ubuntu system and includes free penetration testing and digital forensics software. It has also many software pre-installs for penetration testing, and even you can run it on iOS and Android, and it's supporting the BitLocker encryption as the Windows do. And the minimum requirements is 200 megahertz of CPU, 128 megabits of RAM, and you can download the image from their website and install it using a USB drive. This is their website. It looks a little bit classic, but they support many languages. If you're not knowing English, you can change to other language that you know. There's their home page. They have some releases here that you can go through and you can read about them. And there's a tutorial that you can go through and learn about this OS. And let's go for the fourth one. The fourth one is Samurai Web Testing Framework. Samurai, it looks to be a Japanese OS. This OS is also used for penetration testing, and as well hackers are using this for sure. It's open source and free hacking tools. It has many hacking tools for finding weaknesses in websites. It's used for web applications. If you want to find weaknesses about your website, about your information system that you designed or developed, or someone has this system and they hire you for finding the weaknesses and making their system better, then you can use these operating systems to make this application more safe and detect the weaknesses of your system. It's a web testing framework, as we said. It has already been set up for web pen testing, features that can be used to target the website for the attack. You can find the weaknesses. It includes tools like WebScrap, a tool for evaluating web security applications. Then this OS is widely used for web applications, and the minimum requirements is 2 gigabits of RAM, 20 gigabits of disk space, and it supports both architectures, and 2 gigahertz of speed, CPU speed. They have also a website. Let's see the website. Yeah, Samurai Web WTF, which I think, yeah, complete Linux desktop. It's a desktop application security. They have, I think, the trainings that you can join. They have a nice documentation about their belts, and you can download the VM files of this OS from here. I think they don't have a image, but they have VM. You can run it on virtual machine. The fifth one is Node Zero Linux. It's a Linux distribution for penetration testing that uses the Ubuntu repositories. It means it's based on Ubuntu, and it has more than 300 penetration testing tools that you can use them in many areas, in web and network and wireless network, and it requires dual CPU, 8 gigabits of RAM and 20 gigabits of free hard disk space. Let's see the website. All of these OSs are free, open source, that you can download and install and use it for learning and for doing your job. Yeah, architecture 32 based on Ubuntu. They have live DVD. The desktop environment is GNOME, and the category for this OS is security and penetration. You can download ISO with 1.74 gigabits, and if you have any doubt, you can contact him, and there's, I think, more about this OS. If you want to read here, you can read it by yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell, and like and share the video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.